I never knew it could become an addiction. I thought I was just having fun, you know, scoring points, killing bad guys. It never harmed anyone. It seemed like the adventure of a lifetime. I mean, really, who wouldn't want to go smashing mystical mushrooms in hope of getting it on with a princess? Psh, yeah, right, you know. My name is Steve, and I bring you my story. It's a story of heroics, adventure, and mystery. Well, that is in the game anyway. I remember I was about 7 years old when my dad gave me my first SNES system. Oh, the glory days of the old controller. The old 8-bit enhanced sound made my dad's old sound system. It sounded great. I can still remember the smell of pine as the speakers would sometimes catch fire. They only enhanced the experience, right? I mean, going through a dungeon and smelling the fire from the dragon right next to you. Now that's what I'm talking about. About this time, I adapted some, Nintendo thumb. It was a condition that some of us got when we cramped our little hands around that small flat piece of plastic. We used to call it a controller. It was almost like having a raptor claw for a hand. It was cool looking, but it didn't really score much with the friends. Sadly, my time with my SNES was short-lived. It'd only be a year after playing with it that the fire from my dad's speakers caught it and made it go aflame. I sat there traumatized as I saw it melt into the floor. I was like a survivor from the Titanic as it sunk into the sea of the orange shag carpet in our living room. The poor SNES. It was like part of the family. I just couldn't let it go. I had to give it a proper burial with my closest friends. Excuse me. Can't talk anymore. After that event, of what I called the SNES flambe incident, I was brought back up by my dad. He went back to the store and brought a brand new Sega Genesis. It was whopping $200. This would only increase the addiction. You see, gaming is like a can of Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop. Because after the Sega, it just became a downward spiral through the game madness, throughout grade school and into high school. The Sega, the N64, the Saturn, the Dreamcast, the PlayStation 2, the Xbox. I can't forget to mention the portables, the Game Boy Pocket, Color, Advance, and of course the DS. Now, I wouldn't have thought that gaming was a big issue until I had to leave for college. I mean, really, I had no idea what the outside world was. My ass had become accustomed to the plush interior of a sofa of a chair, for years on end. The air I breathed was that of stale basement, the hint of Cheetos and Mountain Dew, for crying out loud. So I had to move. You could say I was a bit nervous, but as luck would have it, college meant time to find my first friend. It was great how it happened.
Do you like video games?
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude.
Kevin and I were like the real Mario Brothers team. All we did was play games. It wasn't a habit. It was a way of life. A way to express ourselves through button mashing and playing the part of the hero in defeating evil. Really, in real life, no one can hold a broadsword for hours on end and not feel tired. But in video games, you're invincible. Unless you're hit with the Las Plagas, then you're screwed, but that's beyond the point. Anyway, those days would fly by. We would play video games from sunrise all the way to sunset. It was fun until one day, though. Kevin had the great plan to act out our dreams and become the characters we loved so much, the characters from Ninja Gaiden. You know, the game where there's a ninja and he does all that cool stuff like creeping against walls and quietly killing the bad guy. Oh yeah, the killing. I will say, I think it got a little out of hand when we started pulling pranks on our friends. I think this is where our daily routine started becoming an addiction, and our lives became consumed by the game.
are you doing?
We had a lot of fun, Kevin and I. If you can believe it, we actually became pretty good at the ninja thing, leaping from dorm to dorm and hiding in dark alleys. Worst idea we had, though, was we figured it'd be a good idea to slash tires with our swords. Since we actually couldn't legally cut anyone without killing them, we decided it was a little bit less lethal. Then the cops came.
Stop! Police, don't move!
WTF, mate? Mission code! Mission code!
I'm not too sure what happened to Kevin after that. I heard that the shot only hit the back of his knee, so it was nothing lethal. But sadly, he wouldn't be as stealthy for his ninja acts, I guess. Well, once I looked back on the actions I had done, I figured I may want to throttle back. Well, actually, it was more like my friends forcing me by taking away my games and burning my Wii. It was sad. I had to go through another funeral and all. But hell, I still have my Dreamcast.